I would have been back a little bit sooner, but Phoebe needed pet.
Well, that happens.
I've noticed something about my cat. I've had cats my whole life, right? And when you pick up a kitty cat and you go to set them down, you don't always put them all the way on the floor. A little bit above, it's okay to drop them. Phoebe has never had that happen in her life. She gets gently airlifted down to the floor.
It's like Operation Dumbo Drop, huh?
Yeah, I gotta make sure she has a soft landing because she's a princess and I don't want her little feet to get hurt.
Aw,
I know.
Okay.
So sad.
Such a spoiled animal.
I just need to get myself a mesh shirt and booty shorts already.
I am convinced that cats are reincarnated people that were heavily abused.
It's amusing to me that somebody tuned in just in time to hear I need to get a mesh shirt and booty shorts.
Well, guys, people tune in at the weirdest times. It's not our fault.
Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I'm Monk. He's Jack. Say hi, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
How you guys doing today? Hope you're well. My voice is, I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's a little deeper than normal. I've been having some throat issues with the weather changes, Jack. We keep going. We went from like 60 to 90 and then back and forth. I fucking hate Michigan.
Is that related to your desire to get mesh shirt and booty shorts?
It absolutely is. 100%.
I mean, you followed that up with my throat hurts.
My throat hurts. I mean, booty shorts. Yeah.
There's a perfect joke window right there.
Oh, we walk into these things and we don't realize it.
Yeah, I know. We do it all the time around here.
I just got some horrible news. I found out Mudahar's a liar.
Oh yeah, what'd he do?
Well, apparently, for those who don't know, Mudahar, some ordinary gamer, he's been lying about being an engineer, Jack.
Oh, I thought you were going to say he was lying about being Indian.
No, that part seems to be self-evident.
I don't know. People are doing weird shit these days. It might secretly be like some Nord.
Uh-oh.
What?
Sorry about that.
Oh, yeah.
No, apparently this is the scandal going around is that Mudahar's not actually an engineer. He's been claiming to be one for a decade. And I got to be honest, I don't care.
You're not selling on me on why I'm supposed to care about this.
If he's out there giving people engineering advice, then he probably shouldn't be because he's not an actual engineer. And he should stop lying about being one. But compared to the YouTuber influencer scandals we've seen, somebody lying about their job and it not being, like I'm in the military or I'm a doctor.
Boogie faking cancer.
Yeah, I mean, was anybody watching him because he said he was an engineer? I suppose a couple of people might have been, but you've proven he's a liar. Noted.
I still don't care about this. He's not an engineering channel. It's like if there was a lawyer channel pretending to be a lawyer, fine, but then it'd be a scandal. He lied about his occupation for what? To distract people from what he really is, what his job really was?
No, he does it to bolster his opinion. Like, look, I'm an engineer, so you should listen to me about engineering things.
I seen like 4 of this guy's videos and none of them involved anything about engineering.
Right. I'm not saying it's okay for him to be a liar, Jack, because fuck liars. But again, compared to the other scandals of influencers, I can't even pretend I care.
Yeah. Did Logan Paul do like 4 crypto scams?
Yep. Well, at least 2, possibly up to 4. Yeah.
Yeah. Boogie fake cancer, among other things. I mean, there's this just doesn't rank high on like the of criminality of people on the internet. I just it's pretty low level stuff.
Yeah, I care more about things like this here. Let me make sure I got the right one up. This. This is the New York Times, Jack. They had to come out and issue an update to a story of theirs about starving kids in Gaza. You see, they had this picture of a child. They're like, look at this starving child. And somehow, in their zeal to tell the story of these poor, starving children, they missed that this child had cerebral palsy?
Cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy. That's how you say it. Yeah, they just didn't even notice. They're like, no, he's just, the Jews did this to him.
It was obvious. He wasn't just like some malnourished kid. He had some kind of genetic problem. It was pretty clear from looking at the pit. If you've ever been around people with like cerebral palsy or cerebral palsy, whichever way you would pronounce it's correct, then you can tell that there's something wrong with them genetically. Same with like Down syndrome kids and other various assorted fucked up individuals. It's not anything against them. It's just that there's obviously something different about them. I don't know how they didn't look at that picture and say, that is not a starving child.
Saffron, thank you. Remember when Logan Paul took video of a dead body in Japanese suicide forest? Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He got banned from Japan for a while, at least, because of that. Because he was being a douche nozzle over there. I mean, Johnny Somali is a much bigger offender. I don't give a fuck about Mudahar's lies about being an engineer. That's shut up. That's so trivial. We lose you, Monk? It's ranting monkey. He nodded off and had to create another tsunami.
All right, sorry about that. My internet is being a dick this morning, so we'll see how long I stay on this one.
Well, figured you took a nap and made another tsunami.
I love this note from them because it starts out, children in Gaza are malnourished and starving, as the New York Times and others reported. We recently ran a story about Gaza's most vulnerable civilians, including Muhammad Zakaria al-Mutugwa, I don't care, who's about 18 months old and suffers from severe malnutrition. We have since learned new information that the hospital that treated him and his medical records, and that have updated our story to add context about his pre-existing health problems. Jack, I was told that all like the hospitals over there have all been bombed out and shit. How'd they get the medical records for this starving kid?
They blew across the border like dust in the wind.
I love that they don't point out that the reason that they went and double checked is because the entire internet went, that kid's not right.
Right? Like it's incredibly obvious just by looking at the kid. Like, yeah, he might be malnourished, probably is, because he lives in a third world shithole run by terrorists, but there's obviously something else wrong with him.
Cerebral palsy is not something that's hard to see.
Yeah, it tends to be a bit, what's that word? Obvious.
Yeah, it's not like fibromyalgia where you're like, there's no physical symptom that somebody. It's not like my spine issues, Jack. If you just saw me, you'd think, oh, he's fat and lazy. You can't see my pain unless, I'm doubled over in it. Cerebral palsy has clear markers.
What?
This is how the internet looked at it and went, this kid is not just starving. That kid has something wrong with him. And the Times is like, we learned through his doctors. What is it? His doctors and medical records. What made you go look at those?
The fact they look like tools.
Isn't that a fundamental question they should be asking here? But this is my favorite part of this fucking nonsense. It's not even an apology, which it should be, because it should be, hey guys, we fucked up and lied to you.
Yeah.
Frosty Glass, thank you so much. The kid had an obvious criminal head shape. Yes, he did. He did. He looks Somali. Anyway, Our reporters and photographers continue to report from Gaza bravely, sensitively, and at personal risk so that our readers can see firsthand the consequences of this war.
Fuck off. Look, you trusted a bunch of fucking terrorists to give you information.
Yeah.
And when everybody's like, oh, that don't look right, you're like, shut up.
And they didn't publish this on the front page going, hey guys, we fucked up. But my favorite part of that is they continue to report from Gaza bravely, sensitively.
Yeah, does that mean lying?
We had our period when we were writing this article. What the fuck does that even mean? How about honestly? You notice that's not there at all? Bravely, sensitively, and at personal risk. Honesty isn't a part of that equation.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about honesty. They're a bunch of propagandists. I'm going to start singing honestly. Honestly.
It's going to be one of those days.
Yeah, probably.
Just one of those days that my internet goes through. Anyway. Wouldn't it be nice for instead of their look at the personal risk we're putting ourselves in? How about just honesty? I feel like that should be the jumping off point.
Yeah, but you're not a communist propagandist. So honesty is at best optional.
In their little thing here, this should say we updated it to show his medical information that he has cerebral palsy and that that's likely why he looks like he does. That's not in. You got to go back and reread the article that most people probably didn't read anyway. They just saw the headline and pictures. You have to go back and reread it to find out what the fuck they fucked up. And it's not like they put a big headline in there, parentheses. Hey, here's where we lied to you before. But, it's our media, so what could possibly be the consequence of a front page New York Times story lying about kids getting starved in Gaza, Jack?
Yeah, well, it did lead the Israelis to release a video about walking through where all the food was.
Oh, yeah.
And talking about how the UN is dragging their feet like a bunch of retards. It reminded me of the Puerto Rico scandal, where they blamed Trump for not doing anything to relieve the suffering in Puerto Rico. And then it turned out, like he said, there were warehouses full of things.
Yeah, he said they were corrupt and they had all the stuff there. And they were like, no, he's lying. He's just saying that because they're brown people. And then a whole bunch of their people ended up getting kicked out of office and thrown in jail for being corrupt. And then we found all the warehouses that were full of shit that Trump said was there.
Yep. It's amazing.
The media just lies and lies and lies and lies. Whoa. The people who murdered and raped people might not be completely honest to gullible journalists. I know, it's weird, right?
Yeah, it's almost like some people are intentionally untrustworthy. Speaking of which, Keir Starmer's on our screen.
Yeah. He came out. We're not going to watch this video because I really can't watch it a second time because it just makes me want to punch things. He got up there and gave a speech, Jack, that we got to solve the Israeli-Palestinian thing. And if the Jews don't give in to the terrorists, we're going to recognize the Palestinian state.
Yep. Britain and France have been on this kick for the past couple days where they're going to recognize the Palestinian state. Like, that's stupid.
And isn't it weird that this comes right as we see a major media push of the starving children in Gaza?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's a coordinated propaganda effort.
Yeah, it's weird how that sort of thing happens. Totally coincidental, no doubt.
Go back 20 years, Jack. Do you think that New York Times article ever gets corrected before the internet? Like, if that story came out before the internet's a thing and people could call it out, you think the New York Times, after they blatantly fucking lied, would have been like, hey, maybe we should check further into this?
No, I think it would be like a conspiracy thing where somebody corrects it in a book, and it's called a crackpot nutcase thing for another 10 years, and then eventually somebody finds out the truth.
Yeah, so we have this wonderful thing going on where the world is like, give in to the terrorists or else.
Well, look at what the UK and France are doing. They're effectively creating caliphates in their own country. In the UK, you can't say anything about the crimes of foreigners. So, of course, they are trying to actively dismantle Western civilization, and they're doing a really good job of it in France and the UK.
I've got to stop talking to you on stream.
Oh, why?
Because you're hitting on the point. My overall point in this, I had a narrative set.
Damn, I'm sorry.
No, don't.
That's
this
like
is
the
why,
third time this week.
This is why I talk to you, because it's not because we agree, guys. You've heard us disagree before.
Oh, yeah.
But you actually make me understand that not everybody out there is retarded.
Oh,
I don't have some unique insight. It's like, no, this is as obvious as I feel it is.
It is, but most people can't say anything because they're scared to be in trouble. You're a cripple and I'm a bum. So we don't really have much to lose here. So
look,
most people are afraid.
We're still going to go on my journey that I want to take everybody on here, but I do want to address what you were just talking about, because I have a plan. I think all of the Muslims in the UK and France, there's a lot of them.
Oh, yeah.
Should band together and start demanding land in those countries.
I think that is absolutely going to happen. I think France is much more close to a civil war than any of us realize, because they've had a lot of protests over there that people are getting fed up. You're noticing it in Ireland, too.
I have a plan, Arthur. Much like Dutch, my plan would not go. The appeasement of criminals and the people who did not 9/11, 10/7. Why do those rhyme? Is that on purpose? Anyway,
probably.
We have members of our governments who are like, give in to the bad people. What's his name? Air Strausenberger, whatever it is. This dumbass in his little speech here is like, the Jews have got to sign a peace agreement. They've got to come to the table and agree to peace. The Jews have repeatedly.
Yeah. But
it's the Palestinians who keep going no. I'm sorry, Jack. What was that?
The Jews are always the ones that have to capitulate.
Yes.
Because they're fighting brown people or something. And the holy sainted melanin enhancement. I'm shocked that the UK is pulling this shit. But I'm not at the same time.
I saw somebody say that the way that you deal with this situation, it's not to beat down the terrorists. No. Because all you're doing is making more terrorists. Apply that to all kinds of crime.
Mm-hmm.
The way to stop murder is not to jail murderers. Are you insane? That's just going to... You got to and give them whatever they want. This is fucking retarded. This is appeasement of terrorism.
Well, this is what happens when you have weak leadership. They capitulate. It was the same with Chamberlain. Anytime you have cowards and weaklings in office, they are more than happy to capitulate because they think it's the moral thing to do, and they think it will stop the problem. It has never worked in history, ever.
No. The Israelis have come to the table. There was a peace agreement the other day they agreed to, and the Palestinians said no. But they're the ones who have to give it. That you have to come and sign a peace deal. They have. They've been ready for it. It's the Palestinians who keep fucking it all up. Just like every time. Here, when they finally do get peace, I will bet anybody here that the Palestinians break it before the Jews do.
Oh, they always do. That's not even a good bet.
Every time. every time.
Yeah. This is just this two-state solution stuff just isn't working. So they either need to relocate all the Gazans and probably the West Bank somewhere else within the Muslim world,
Yeah.
or they're going to end up duking it out until one of them is eliminated. That's the only. This is an ancient blood feud that is not going away anytime soon, and not in an easy little peace deal. The people that think it is are naive fools. So this is dumb.
Saffron, thank you so much. You Yanks got that KOSA bill coming down the pipe that does the same thing as our Online Child Safety Act. Sad noises from UK. I'm thinking is what that was supposed to say. We've had that in the works for years.
Yeah, they keep trying to push it. It pops back up every now and then. So far, we've managed to stave it off. Hopefully, we'll continue to do so. They start that stuff with like porn, and then it drifts into other areas.
And we will come back to that topic later because that is one that's on the agenda for tonight. But I'm not done with these assholes yet because I know this might seem like a weird transition, a weird segue, but it's not. It's not. It's the same shit. This is Alex Padilla. You guys might remember him as the guy who got arrested for trying to accost Christy Nome. Sorry, he wasn't going to do anything to her. He's just going to shout at a woman, because he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's what male feminists do, is assault women.
Rushing the stage without identifying himself, going after a public official. What could go wrong there, Jack? But then he went and gave his crocodile tears about how horrible it was that he got arrested, and they didn't even tell him why, until they told him why after they calmed him or got him subdued. But he's been very traumatized by that, you see, and it's made him even more retarded than usual. And he gave us this speech yesterday, day before. I forget exactly when this one's from.
Because Trump has gone too far, even for his own supporters.
He's talking about immigration here, and for the record, I support Trump on that, and he has not gone far enough, in my opinion. Because we are still, even though we're not publicizing it that way, they are still going after the worst of the worst. Instead of just going after all of them, they're focusing on the worst of the worst. And I say, just get them all. Don't confine it to, we know there's murderers here. Just, there's illegals here. Get rid of them.
Every time I drive by a Home Depot, I want to see a Border Patrol agent with a giant butterfly net cartoonishly chasing an illegal.
Yes. And I wanted to work out where the ICE agent is the Roadrunner and the other dude is Wile E. Coyote. I want to see anvils fall on their heads. Now, I can't remember if he starts or which example, but he's going to give us some examples of how things went too far, Jack.
Of course, he's
even for his own supporters. When a father of 3 U.S. Marines is vilely beaten and detained.
What did he do? They got him beaten.
He was fighting back.
Oh, that's what he was doing. He was fighting.
He was fighting with the people who were there to lawfully arrest him.
Yeah, because he's a criminal and he's wanted. So, yeah, maybe you shouldn't fight with Border Patrol when they come to deport you because you're not supposed to be here.
But I love this because they're actually stealing valor for this guy. He's the father of Marines. And
so he's still not supposed to be here.
If you're a Marine and your dad breaks the law and you're an American citizen, does your dad get off because you're a Marine?
Apparently.
How many Marine sons do I need to get out? My kids can still join. I might force them into the military if I can get away with crime.
Yeah. Does that apply to American citizens? Like all American citizens, not just the kids of illegals?
No,
Like, do I get a get out of jail free card for being a criminal?
he's a fun. This is the bullshit that the press pumps up. Instead, I've seen many press articles about this specific story, and they all say that. They all say he's a father of 3 Marines. And not one of them go, but this piece of shit never served. Not one of them says that.
Well, no, because he's illegal and they know it. No, look, I'm so sick of this bullshit. They're going to justify any way they can to keep these people here. Like, oh, they're such innocent, law-abiding criminals, except for that all the crimes they committed getting here and the frauds they committed staying here. And then they plopped out some kids so that they could parasitically leech off our system for decades more. No, just because you've been here a while doesn't give you special access. You've been breaking the law for a long time then. That's it. Get the fuck out.
He said his 3 kids are Marines. Does that mean they've earned the right to stay? I believe he married a citizen, or I think they're married. He mated with a citizen so that the kids are U.S. citizens. They're not illegals, just he is. Hey, what's up, P-Dog? How you doing, my friend?
What's up, P-Dog?
When it comes to that, there's this argument, hey, these people serve, but they're not American citizens, so we should make them citizens. I'm all for letting them go through the process at that point, but no, I don't believe being in the military means you automatically become an American citizen.
No, it doesn't show loyalty necessarily to the U.S. As far as we know, they could be using that training for insurgents attacks on our country. I'm sorry, I'm getting more extreme on this. The longer I am seeing this crap drag out, the more I'm like, send them all back. Revoke the citizenship because it was obtained fraudulently of any of their kids and kick them all the fuck out. I don't care if they served or not. That doesn't make you, that doesn't grant you special permission just because you signed up. I'm sorry, because they could have served in their home country.
Okay, my internet is being really weird. I'll be right back.
Oh, bye, monkey. I'm going to piss off the audience. Oh, that was the case for some Middle Eastern guy in Michigan. Ah. So they fought for the nation, a landmass defined by borders. Yeah, well, the hypocrisy knows no limits.
Okay.
The people I do feel bad for are the ones that don't realize that they're not citizens. Like, you were born and raised here, and nobody told you that you weren't a citizen until you go to apply for something and you need, like, your Social Security card or something like that. You're like, oh, by the by.
That's fine, but we saw that one the other day where, well, we didn't watch it. I told you about it. It was from that Channel 5 guy where the dude's like, I didn't even know I was illegal until I was 17 and tried to get a driver's license. And they said they needed my Social Security number. And I was like, what's that?
Yeah, see, I kind of feel bad for him. That won't stop me from deporting them. But
because that's a goddamn lie. There's no way he got to be 17 and had never heard of a Social Security number.
Okay, monkey. Have you seen some of these kids?
Yes. And I know that Social Security gets blasted out to everybody every 4 fucking years when an election comes around.
Yeah, I suppose, though, if you're a teenager, you don't really think about that shit. Especially modern kids. They're really dumb. So,
a teenager in modern America going through modern American schools run by liberals who think Social Security is the greatest thing ever. I'm not buying he didn't know. That's
fair. But I'm sure there's some out there that are just obliviously living their lives and they're stupid. But it's not going to make me want them to stay. They're all going. Get out. Get the fuck out. Self-deport. Just leave. Or ICE will come arrest you, and if you fight with them, you're going to get a beat down. Nobody's going to feel bad for you. I don't see any actual Trump supporters. Maybe some lefties that or more Democrats that left the party that were already liberal. I can see them losing some support for Trump, but I don't see anybody that's like a conservative or even remotely right wing on this issue feeling bad about some guy getting his ass kicked for fighting with Border Patrol.
He's got other examples too, so let's hear those, shall we?
Mm.
When U.S. citizens are arrested for no other offense than the color of their skin.
When are U.S. citizens being arrested for the color of their skin?
None have, not one.
Yeah. So far, I haven't seen anybody who was a U.S. citizen getting swept up in these raids.
No, the closest they can say is they were detained.
Yeah.
If you're at a crime scene and you're material to it, there's a good chance you'll be detained. And if you start fighting with them, they'll even put you in cuffs.
Yeah. I mean, even if you're a witness, they'll detain you to get your information.
Yep.
That doesn't mean much. Now,
it's not an arrest. It doesn't go on your permanent record or anything. It's like, we need to control this situation.
Yeah, until they can sort out who's a witness, who's a perpetrator, that they probably just rolled up. Yeah. More likely what he's referring to right here is the people trying to de-arrest some detainee. Yes. Oh, no, you can't arrest him. He's brown.
Or the Democrats who have, like, attacked ICE agents.
Yes.
Or, committed trespass and got away with it.
And I'm guessing this retard is talking about himself.
He probably... They've been arrested for no more than the color of their skin. I want to see the arrest warrant on that. I want to see the arrest report on the people who were arrested for the color of their skin.
Yeah, it's probably because they were people like Padilla here who are of some ethnicity, and they were fighting with Border Patrol to either try and de-arrest someone or get access to something that they're not supposed to access, like a ICE detention center. I'm struggling to feel sympathy for that.
Oh, wait, there's an even better example he's about to give.
Of course there is.
When a farm worker who falls to their death during an ICE raid, we know it.
Have you heard the story about the farmer who fell to his death?
Yeah, wasn't he fleeing at the time?
No, he was hiding. They weren't even after him. They didn't even know he was there. Until it started raining illegals. This is at a pot farm, and there was an ICE raid, and this idiot climbs up 30 feet and hides, and somehow slips and falls, and the ICE agents immediately get him emergency medical attention, but he fell 30 feet. He was dead.
Yeah, you'd take at least D6 damage each 10 feet. Yeah, he died at the hospital. I remember that story. And this is also the same weed farm where a illegal registered sex offender was working alongside teenagers. Illegally. But
Sorry about that.
They were picking strawberries, monkey.
Just picking strawberries at the weed farm.
Yeah, because that's apparently what also grows at weed farms.
Did you hear how he said it? Because when this first comes out, it's portrayed as though ICE caused this.
Yeah.
And then the details come out, and the family, the newer stories say this. ICE said they didn't do anything, but the family says he was hiding from the raid. What the fuck does that? So? He's bad at hide and seek. I don't know what to tell you. That's not ICE's fault.
Yeah, there's not a lot of good places to hide on a weed farm anyway. Come on, you're not going to be master of disguise here. You're not going to have a ghillie suit on hand to blend in with the weed plants. Come on, dude. Just accept that you got caught.
But his language there, when a farmer falls 30 feet during an ICE raid, he doesn't actually blame ICE. But he's still blaming ICE. You know what you're supposed to think when he says that.
Oh, absolutely.
The ICE raid caused it.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. This guy's just a disingenuous piece of shit. And he knows he's lying. Even with that dead look in his eyes, that soulless, bland, dull polish of idiocy, even he knows he's lying, but he has a purpose for it. Because he has an agenda, so it makes it okay to lie. like a good little commie.
What I don't understand is why they are pushing. This is a losing issue for them.
Yeah, they don't care. They're just telling it wrong, Monkey. They're too sophisticated. They got to dumb it down for the rubes, remember? This is what happens when you have a bunch of elites trying to talk to working people. They're bad at it. They're bad at lying. They're bad at crafting a narrative, and they end up talking down to you like you're a 5-year-old because they think they're smarter than you. And they think you're all stupid.
Mm-hmm. Well, they know their audience is stupid. They're just hoping they can make other people stupid as well.
Yeah, and it's not really working.
But Alex here, he's got a plan to fix it so that farmers don't fall 30 feet at weed farms anymore.
Are they going to put nets up like in China?
No. Much safer than that.
Oh.
Too far. Americans deserve a better path forward.
Yeah, not to have all these illegals hogging up all our resources.
Which Americans is he talking about? South Americans?
Yeah, probably.
Our better path forward would be getting rid of all the illegals, but that's not what he's talking about. And he said that Americans deserve a better path forward. What he means is illegals, which aren't Americans, fucker. Unless you're talking about continentally, Jack. And then they might be North American or South American. But I've been assured by the Democrats that it's a whole bunch of Europeans overstaying their visas.
I'm afraid you're misunderstanding, Monkey. These are undocumented Americans.
Fair. Yes.
That's why today.
Why does he sound like he's about to cry?
Because he's a bitch.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I'm announcing legislation to update our immigration system for the first time in decades.
We don't
hunt them. Oh,
we don't follow the existing law because if we did, we wouldn't have the immigration problem we have.
Yeah, they're just now enforcing it. That's all.
We need to update this thing that's decades old because we've been ignoring it so that we can create a problem that we can fix.
Yeah.
If you have lived here for 7 years or more, contributed to the community for years, and you don't have a criminal record, then yes, you deserve a pathway to legalization.
No, you don't. You deserve a ticket home in the cargo bay of a U.S. military ship. Get out.
Yes, James, he did say let us station. Yes, he did. Don't worry, he's totally American.
Well, he was stealing my idea of deportation and sterilization. But some say that's mean.
This is why I wanted to play this right after we talked about appeasement Joe over there in England. This is appeasement. You come here, you break our law long enough, you get away with it long enough. Not only will we let it go away, it's not like statute of limitations, Jack. We will reward you for it.
Yeah, like child molesters with the FBI.
You do this long enough, we'll just let you do it forever.
Yeah, just like Epstein client list.
For the record, they are breaking the law every moment they're in this country. Every second they're here illegally. The reason we say illegally is because they're breaking the law, fucker.
These people don't care. They don't care about the consequences they don't have to live with.
This encourages people to come here and hide for 7 years.
Yeah. It's just saying if you're sneaky enough, you could get rewarded with citizenship. And this is crap. I'm so tired of this shit. Seriously, people around the world have got to be tired of all the illegal immigration. It's such a burden on all of these countries.
Yes.
Not just ours, but all of them. I mean, the Canadians don't even like it. They like everything. They're like that kid from the Life cereal commercials, Mikey.
We live in a society that loves criminals. We do. Mm-hmm. And look, there's part of my American spirit that appreciates some criminals, Jack. I'm not going to lie about that.
Well, the rebellious kind, not the people that break the rules for the good of society, breaking illegal laws, the Robin Hood effect, not a bunch of fucking communist bullshit where some asshole wanders over a river at the driest, lowest point so they can come and claim a bunch of like free housing, free food, free medical, put their kids through school for free on taxpayer dime of the host country. No, nobody likes that shit. Nobody likes a parasite.
I do like his wording there. If you're here for 7 years and you contribute to your community.
What does that even mean?
Oh, it's nebulous on purpose.
Yeah, like I took a poop earlier and, somebody could probably use that as fertilizer. So I contributed. Look at that. It's so vague and open to interpretation. Most of these people are not contributing to society. They don't pay taxes. They take up resources. A lot of them seem to commit crime, like drinking and driving seems to be a real popular one. Occasional rape and murder that Americans just won't do. But what else? You're driving wages down. You're making it more competitive for the limited lower entry level jobs. What am I supposed to be appreciating here?
FL, thank you. I've introduced legislation that I know for a fact can't pass, so I can have a fancy press clap for me, plebeians.
Clap for me, plebeians.
Wait, you're actually, this is not about it passing right now. He knows it's not going to pass right now. This is setting this up for 2028. Yeah, this is setting up for 2026 in the short term so they can take over Congress. Look, Republicans are probably going to lose Congress in the coming election.
Yeah, it's because they're not doing anything like they usually do when they win.
And
Republicans hate winning. They're lazy and stupid.
They have a slim majority, and the party in power tends to lose seats in Congress. They don't have many seats to lose. It just mathematically, they could be doing everything right, and people don't go out to vote in midterms compared to the presidential. This is to set it up for 2028. You plant the seed now, and then you push this so that when the midterms come around, the Democrats can all be like, we want to give them a path to citizenship. A two-state solution, if you will.
Yeah.
Why 7 years? I don't know why he picked that specifically. I don't know. I really don't. You want a term that is long enough to be like, see, they contributed to society, but not too long that you're like, how the fuck did they never get caught?
Yeah, there's probably a reason we don't know about right now, but I guarantee you 7 years is not an accident or
no,
a
it's not.
Number.
But this is to plant the seeds for later because it's biblical. I suppose so. I mean, you got the 7 days of creation.
Yeah,
maybe.
There's definitely a reason here, but you're right. This is set up for later.
Yep. And it was brought up earlier, the Internet Child Protection Act, which, by the way too many Republicans support this shit. How about if you want to protect children, you pass a law that you can't, molest children. Wait, we have those. You can't abuse children. No, have that too. The whole purpose of this nonsense is to beat us down to where we finally we need this. We need this.
Yeah, they're just trying to overwhelm you and guilt you into it. But I don't know. I don't know how well this is going to work. I think people are tired of this crap.
I think people get tired of crap for a couple of days and then they move on to other crap they're tired of.
Yeah. I just hope this isn't one of those times, but we'll see. They likely will get some kind of path to citizenship through. They've done that several times in the past. The biggest notable one being Reagan. So they'll probably get it through, and then we'll end up with a bunch of permanent parasites on our fucking Medicaid and Medicare and food stamps.
The Democrats are making a huge mistake here because they still think they're in the old world. And the polls have not changed enough where even Trump supporters are tired of this. All the Trump supporters I know are cheering along every time there's an ICE raid.
Yeah.
I've yet to see that anybody that has any kind of footprint of supporting Trump on immigration being like, I can't believe he's doing this. I've seen a couple of news stories where they're like, this guy voted for Trump and now he's tired of the immigration. And it's one guy and they have no evidence that he ever supported Trump.
Yeah. Yeah. And he was employing illegals.
Yeah. He totally supported Trump. And he didn't know that. Look, I get it that typically we don't expect politicians to follow through on what they say.
Mm-hmm.
But we saw with Trump in his first term that he followed through with what he said. So if you were supporting him in the second term and then you're surprised by illegals getting kicked out, you're just retarded.
Yeah, pretty much. And this was a huge issue on the campaign trail. So, of course, he was going to follow through on it.
It's been a huge issue his entire political life.
Yeah.
I voted for this. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
but
I actually voted for more extreme measures, but that's just me.
Me too. I voted for look, I didn't vote for Trump because of this, but I have supported him on this in all three of his elections.
Yeah.
Because this shit needs to stop.
Yeah, it's out of hand. And just by getting elected, he seems to have stemmed quite the influx of people.
Yeah, that shit that we just couldn't stop dried right the fuck up when Trump said we're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and he's talking about putting the military on the border. Yeah, they noticed a lot of people were like, I don't think so. Real quickly, though, thank you, Frosted Glass. ICE made this guy fall 30 feet to his death, huh? I see what's going on. The second level spell, Create Pit, lets you conjure a 10 by 10 pit that's how deep? 30 feet. Clearly, ICE is a third level sorcerer. Oh,
they
yeah,
are.
they probably have a few. Bright side, at 12th level, they get banishment. Oh, yeah. We got to level up these wizards, these ICE wizards.
I'm so tired of our leaders working for the bad guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, we just saw the UK. They've been doing that for a while. I was talking about France earlier doing that too.
Yep.
France is doing some real shady shit with their government, but so's the Brits. And even the Germans and Swedes, their citizens are complaining and being told to shut up. We're just seeing this globalist uniparty nonsense bleed through from the WEF or wherever. And it's really dangerous mentality that all cultures are basically the same, and they're not. And what we're seeing is skyrocketing crime across all of Western civilization, unmitigated border problems, except in Poland, where they apparently are the only country to elect smart people, maybe Hungary. But it's turning into a catastrophe. Did you see Greece is starting to deport people as well?
I did not, but I'm not shocked by it because you should be doing that anyway.
Yeah, well, they've had so many border problems. They have this interior minister whose name is Thanos, by the way. His first name is Thanos. And he has said no more immigrants. We are not the gateway to Europe. Get out. And it probably, if I was him at the press conference, I would have snapped my fingers. But he didn't. So I guess he's not in on the jokes. But yeah, they're actually starting to arrest people that are coming into Greece illegally and deporting them. So there is a little bit of a pushback right now, probably thanks to Trump. But this asshole is not helping. They are actively trying to harm the country just for their own benefit because they don't have to live with any of the consequences of their decisions. These people don't live in the poor neighborhoods where the illegals are running rampant.
Nope.
Just like in the UK, they're not living in downtown London or in Whitechapel, where the crime rate is skyrocketing, and it's not because of Jack the Ripper.
I'm coming around to the notion that when you're elected to office, you have to live in the poorest part of town.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
Like the poorest part of your district? Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, because then you have a motivation to fix things.
Let's see all these assholes who are like, we saw what happened in Martha's Vineyard, right? The richest of the rich. These people who we got to help these illegals. They come from shithole. No, don't bring them here.
Yeah.
What is wrong with you? I live here.
They weren't even there 24 hours. They'd already supported those people out of their elite little enclave.
These are some of the richest people in the entire nation, and their excuse was, we don't have the resources.
Yeah, which is what everybody has been saying that has to deal with these people. I am so glad Texas started shipping people out, and same with Florida. Ship them up to all these people that are, we're a sanctuary city. Look how fast New York changed their tune on that shit.
Wouldn't that be gentrification? No, because if that area cleans up, then we move where those politicians live. The politicians in LA should have to live on Skid Row. Period. Let them deal with every time they try to get into their apartment building, they got to pass 80 junkies.
Yeah. Trying to avoid the poop in San Francisco and San Diego. Yeah, good luck with that. Yeah. They don't have to deal with this from their little gated communities and ivory towers. They have good security. The rest of us have to work for a living, and we have to deal with these people on a regular basis. Even just in passing, you have to deal with a lot of these people, and you have a bunch of unemployed, largely parasites that apparently just like to go drinking and driving. What was it? Los Angeles released a thing that said their drunk driving cases have dropped by like 10%.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. You can't tell me these are valuable engineers and scientists coming over. They're not. They're low-level workers that are largely illiterate, too, by the way.
That's in their rhetoric. You never hear them go, who's going to code your AI? It's always, who's going to wash your dishes?
Yeah, because somebody that's going to code my AI would be able to get an H-1B visa.
It's never like, who's going to give you medical care? It's, who's going to do your lawn?
Yeah, hopefully some really motivated American. That's who.
How about teenagers to make some money like you used to be?
Yeah. You notice there's barely any jobs for teenagers. Older people can't afford to retire. And young people have nothing to do because illegals are taking the jobs that young people used to do.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, fuck this guy. But what I before I get away from this point, the Democrats are making a mistake here because they believe that the media still controls the narrative and they're still trying to play that game. They don't. This is why the New York Times had to come out and go, oh yeah, that kid we said was starving had cerebral palsy. Pay no attention to the man behind the mask.
Yeah.
That little curtain there, that doesn't mean anything. Don't look there.
Damn you, Toto.
This is why, no matter what you think of Elon and how there is still limited speech on Twitter, what he did by Trump, I don't give a shit if they're doing it to try to get in his good graces to make some fucking merger go through. It's a good thing for us to be able to get more information and accurate information.
Yeah.
So fuck this asshole. Fuck the Democrats. I'm tired of their nonsense. And fuck all of the people who are out there. What you should do is give in to the terrorists. That doesn't work. Our leaders should be working for us, not for the enemy.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to stop electing people that hate our country and our culture.
Air Strassenberger over there. How about this? Rename it New Palestine, move all of the British people out, and give the Palestinians that land. Would you make a bet that they would just live peacefully and thrive in that situation? Would you risk your countrymen for that? I bet you wouldn't.
I mean, these are people that are ideologues. They might.
Thank you, understatement. I told Jack about this, but Chris Hansen, the predator catcher, is learning Spanish because so many of the people they catch are illegals. I'm not shocked by that at all.
Yeah.
And Rodline, thank you. Send refugees to the top 50 richest cities. Yeah, well, my only problem with that is then they'd be like, we'll keep them forever. I think all of the illegals that are in the country should be living in the neighborhoods of the politicians who push for it. We saw how quickly did Adams fold when the illegals started showing up in New York City?
Yeah, exactly.
And arguably, New York City was less impacted by it than like El Paso is. Just the ratio of illegals to legal citizens and the amount of money in that city compared to El Paso.
Yeah.
They should have been way more accustomed to dealing with something like that.
You would think, but instead what happened is tourism rates have plummeted in New York because not only did crime skyrocket, but they were housing all these illegals in hotels, and the hotels couldn't afford to book the tourists then. So they're not getting the tourist money, and they're having to spend all their city money paying the hotels, these billions of dollars.
Is my internet doing it again?
Yeah, it's a little spotty. It's okay.
There it is. I'm back.
Yeah.
Dangerous, thank you. Hey, Jose or Juan or whatever your fucking stupid name is. The no criminal record talking point is fucking retarded. Ted Bundy had at least 30 or killed at least 30 people, maybe more, before he got a criminal record. True. I don't care about their criminal record. They're criminal to begin with because they're here, but your point is very well made. It's they not having a criminal record. This is, remember we talked about this the other day with illegals do the least crime of anyone. No, those are just the ones that have been arrested and incarcerated. That doesn't mean they didn't get away with it and then move to San Jose from Santa Ana. They're like, whoop, they won't find me here.
Yeah.
All right, we need to move along a little bit because we got other things to talk about here, Jack. I don't know how well the audio is going to come through on this one because it seems pretty shit to me. But we're going to try our best. And if you guys can't hear it, I'll repeat what this retard says.
Congress must have the courage to say, we are a great nation. Our citizens deserve better.
Can you guys hear that okay? She said Congress must have the courage to say, we are a great nation. Our people deserve better. I might have missed a word or two in there, but that's basically what she said.
We respect all rights, but no one should claim as a constitutional right the ability to bear an arm.
Nobody should be able to claim the constitutional right to bear an arm. What?
Yeah, see, I'm okay with both having two arms and arming bears.
Nobody should have the right to claim the constitutional right that's actually in the Constitution.
Look, our framers were a bunch of racist slaveholders, monkey, so anything they do or say is illegitimate, right? That's how this works now. We just start imposing our nonsense on them.
No, she's going to talk to us about the founders.
Oh, I know. I sent you this one.
I assure you, our founding fathers did not contemplate when our Constitution was written.
The Bill of Rights, the Bill of Rights was attached afterwards, but it was discussed during the Federalist Papers and the Anti-Federalist Papers and all the arguments going around the formation of this country as the constitutional republic it is. This was absolutely brought up. They had the people who passed the Bill of Rights are the same people who passed the Constitution, you silly bitch.
What? That's impossible.
They were done at different times, but it's the same fucking people.
No.
They got the Constitution in first, and then they bring in the Bill of Rights. And one of the biggest issues they had with the Bill of Rights wasn't saying, hey, you can own a gun. They weren't like, oh my God, this is going to cause people to go on rampages. No. They were worried that by listing rights, others would interpret that as, well, you don't have the right to do this because it's not listed. That's why we have the 9th Amendment.
Yeah.
The founders didn't mean for a right to bear arms, is what this twat just said.
Well, I mean, they couldn't have foreseen tragic murders or something.
Comrade Kitty, thank you. Puts down the severed arm I got. Yeah, no bare arms. Put a sleeve on that thing if you're going to be waving it around.
Well, I mean, would that also apply to prosthetics then? Like, what if you're like Trapjaw and you can like take the hand off and put a gun on there? Just like a little flashback to Masters of the Universe. That guy had like a whole series of attachments.
Dude, when we were in Pennsylvania, we were going around to a lot of little stores, and they had a pawn shop that we went in. And they had one of Skeletor's cats, a Panthro. What's his name?
Panthro, yeah.
Yeah, they had one of those still boxed and pretty, and I almost bought it.
You know, they have a new version you can buy for like $15, right?
Well, this one was only like $8, and it was really cool.
Oh, yeah, the new ones, they have it because, you know, when we were kids, it didn't have the ability to like manipulate the limbs or anything. These new ones, their shoulders move, and they're where our elbows are on the cat are posable. They're really cool. You can do all kinds of shit with them.
Well, that seems like a cool thing until it gets worn out because you played with it too much, so it doesn't hold its position.
Oh no! See, I went to Ollie's and got a bunch of them for $6. So I have like 4 of them, and I have like 8 Wind Raiders.
Michael Malice, thank you so much. All I'm asking for is the right to the same weapons that I paid for the Taliban to own.
Right?
No shit. I just love this because we're gonna. I think the next guy actually uses the term weapons of war, but since she brought up the founders, I need to say this one more time because it is important. They always like the founders didn't want you to have weapons of war. The weapons that the right to bear arms was about the weapons they literally just fought a war with.
Yeah.
They didn't say, hey, you can only have the older stuff. It was literally the same guns and cannons. They didn't ban cannons, Jack. You could own a cannon.
Yeah, the good old days.
All of this nonsense it's just the Democrats doing what they've always done. Like, the black people got guns, we can't allow it. Look up the history of gun control in this country.
Right?
Go look it up. Don't take my word for it. Anyway, CNN, this is all about that shooting in Midtown Manhattan yesterday. Which, by the way, guys, we got the motive behind it because the guy left a note in his pocket. And I'm not going to say that any mass shooting has been warranted, but of all of the ones where we have a motive, this has got to be among the dumbest. He was targeting the head of the NFL because he claims to have CTE, concussion whatever syndrome, from playing high school football. He played some high school football and claims he has concussion issues, and so he was going to go kill the head of the NFL.
What the NFL have to do with it?
That's a great question. I don't know.
Now, if he had gone after like his high school football coach, I would understand that a little better.
Yes.
That would have made more sense logically. But this seems a bit ridiculous.
He didn't even play college ball. He played in high school. And I don't know what they were doing to the kids in his high school, but goddamn.
Did he get 4 touchdowns in one game, though?
No, and that's why he sucked. Immediately, We saw a couple of things from the usual suspects. We saw it's probably a white guy, that dude with the afro. And we saw the calls for gun control. And this is over on CNN because, of course, it is.
And I find it to be absolute insanity that we allow weapons of war to just flow freely on the streets of America. And even
this is Representative Richie Torres from New York, I believe. Oh, yeah, it says it right there on the screen. He's a fucking retard, in case you were wondering. That D is silent in the word retard. It's D-R-E-T-A-R-D. But there he goes, weapons of war. I think it's insane that we let weapons of war.
So, you're not allowed to have knives or Toyota trucks anymore?
Nope.
There's an entire war called the Toyota Truck War. People mounted like 50 calibers on the back of Toyota trucks. It was in Africa somewhere, Congo, I think. And they were driving around shooting the shit out of each other. So technically, Toyota trucks are weapons of war then. I hate these people.
Well, they love their weapons of war because apparently this guy used one of the AR-15 platforms. I don't remember which one. But they're like, it's a weapon of war. So are pistols.
Yeah.
So are pistols.
So are knives.
So are knives.
Pointy sticks.
Yep.
How far back we going on weapons of war here?
Well, let's just do the modern army. Knives, pistols, and your oh my God, assault rifles. All of those are included. Revolvers. There are revolvers in the military.
Yeah. Oh, real quickly. Thank you, Okie Native. Why do these Rhodes scholars always forget the first warships that the revolution had weren't captured merchant ships converted, or purchased by private citizens and loaned to the Navy?
Yep.
Yeah, they were also privateers. Wait, let's use their logic. Sell me an aircraft carrier. I would love to own an aircraft carrier. That'd be awesome.
Oh, Dragon Mage. Yes, shovels. Can't use shovels anymore. Those are weapons of war.
Yeah.
Anyway, dummy goes on.
though New York State and New York City have the strictest gun laws in the nation, those gun laws can only take you so far if guns can easily cross state boundaries.
Yeah,
You
people
see,
move, asshole.
we got to have it federally done, guys, because their laws don't work. Hey, jackass, is it legal to murder somebody anywhere in the United States?
Only when illegals do it.
Well, even then, they're like, it didn't really happen. It's not legal to murder. That's across state lines, motherfucker. But now, hey, if we just do this nationally, then suddenly criminals will stop being criminals.
Well, most criminals are Democrats, so they're okay with that.
Luigi used a weapon of war. Where were the gun control people then? Oh, well, they agreed with that murder.
Yeah, and so some CFO got killed in this shooting, so people were celebrating that.
And this is exactly what happened here.
And in New York, is your understanding that it would have been easy for him to obtain this AR-15 weapon if he purchased it here?
I think it would have been easier for him to obtain it in Nevada. I mean, we have much stricter gun laws here in New York.
I think it would have been much easier. This is something you could actually objectively find out, Jack.
Yeah.
But
Well,
instead of, hey, we looked into this, and yes, it's easier to get it in Nevada, which again, I don't know that it is, especially considering you got to pass the federal background check in either case. And in New York, especially after what was the name of that decision? You can get a gun much easier than you used to be able to. It's the concealed carry that they have, the real clampdown on. Q, thank you. Little history lesson for our elected officials there. One of the founding fathers, James Madison's primary pro-federal argument is in the federal papers is that it would be okay, specifically because American citizens were so heavily armed and could fight back. Yeah, it's one of the things that makes me laugh about the weapons of war thing. And like the founders couldn't have seen this. The founders made it legal to have the guns that they just fought the revolution with, which means they are giving those weapons to people who could rise up against them. It's a new nation, Jack. A lasting government was not guaranteed at that point.
Yeah, they wanted the citizens to be able to overthrow the government if it got out of control.
To at least have that option, yeah.
Yeah. And this is so stupid. And plus, look, if you know the right people, you could get a gun anywhere.
But no. It's just because this is the same shit that bitch Lori Lightfoot tried pulling with all the Chicago shootings. So look, they're not buying them in Illinois. They're buying them in Iowa and coming up.
Well, what they don't like to talk about is a lot of the gangs that were moving guns started moving them in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
So that they could just cross over into Indiana and get them and bring them into Illinois because it was easier that way. But they don't want to talk about that because all they did was shift where the guns were coming from. They weren't getting them locally. They were getting them 20 miles outside of town. It's the stupidest fucking logic. But they think this is a winning argument because most people don't understand gun laws or how firearms even work. Well, among the Democrats anyway, because apparently they're a bunch of suckers and rubes who can't spend 5 minutes on the internet looking something up.
Well, again, there's an estimated 400 million guns in civilian hands in the United States.
That we know of. That's like the registered ones. There's a lot of guns that aren't even in the system.
If guns were the problem, we would have a much bigger problem.
Yeah, it would start to look a little more Beirut and a little less like the U.S.
The further we've gotten away from 1776, the more gun control we have.
Yep.
That's clearly not the problem. Maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, it's excusing the illegal acts of people. Maybe it's soft sentencing. Maybe it's the human right to have a television and a workout place in your fucking prison. Maybe it's the coddling of criminals that's doing this right, because that has changed. You think the founders would put up with the shit that you're seeing in New York City?
No.
You think somebody would have just been killed by a drunk illegal after she's already been at least arrested twice for drunk driving before?
They would have strung him up back then.
This shit would not be tolerated. And that's the problem. We've become too tolerant of a society. Now, Jack, I do think that we've gone a little weird in our sentencing because everything's like 25 to life. That dude, he jaywalked, 25 to life. But then they don't actually hand down that sentence.
No, they end up doing like 3 to 5.
If you're only going to have him in there for 5 years, then that should be the fucking thing. Not, oh, no, we're going to 60 years, but you'll be out in 4.5 with good behavior.
Yeah, I don't like the inconsistency there.
Well, the whole thing has been it's politicians who know they don't have the room to house people this long, but they want to seem tough on crime, so they come out and they're like, we're going to make it life if you got three arrests for having a joint on you. And so then they blow up the prison population and they keep them in there for a couple of years, unless it was marijuana, because they really like putting people in for life for that shit. Meanwhile, the actual hardcore crimes, you got DAs making deals for like a year. I watched so much of like 48 Hours and stuff where the deals are mentioned at the end, and I'm like, I get it. You could lose at trial, but that was what you gave him. This one dude, I was just watching one yesterday, Jack. Guy murders his wife. They got him dead to rights on murdering his wife. But the prosecution cut him a deal. I'm sorry, for attempted murdering his wife. She lived. He cut her throat, but she lived.
Jesus.
Cut her throat, forced her to call 911 and claim she did it herself.
Wow. That's hardcore.
He wanted to get back with her, and she didn't want to. So he cut her throat and told her, "Tell me what I want to hear." And so she gurgles out an "I love you," and then he allowed her to call 911. But made her come up with a fake story first. And then as soon as she was separated from him, she went, "He did it."
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a little short-sighted on his part. You never let her out of your sight.
He was given a sentence with up to 30 years, but he was eligible for parole after the first 6.
It's ridiculous.
While in prison, they have him dead to rights trying to hire somebody to murder her.
Shocker.
And they had that before they made the deal that gave him 6 to 30 years.
Yeah, see, that's ridiculous.
So I'm not saying we don't need some criminal justice reform. I'm just saying what the way that we've done criminal justice reform so far has always been make prison nicer for the shitbags that are in there.
Oh, but prison's about rehabilitation, monkey.
If we made prison an actual, I don't know, punishment, people wouldn't be like, "Fuck it, I don't mind going to prison."
Yeah, it's kind of like a resort now. For some people, it's a big step up in their life. They get 3 square meals a day. They get room and board. They get cable TV. You're in there with a bunch of other dudes or a bunch of other chicks, but it's a lot safer of an environment than a lot of these people came from.
Yeah. All right, but Torres here, he's convinced it's just that guns can come into
but again,
New York. Whoops, I didn't mean to start that.
What we desperately need is a national ban on military style weapons, because
Military style weapons.
Yeah.
That's even more vague.
How scary does it look? Does it make him feel funny in his no-nos? Then we have to ban it.
You can make the AR-15 look like an old school shoulder mounted rifle. You can get all wood stock for it, make it look like a hunting rifle, or you can deck it out in the plastic to make it look like an M16. It's the same goddamn gun.
No, the one's scarier, monkey.
And again, if you're going to be doing weapons of war, you're talking about pistols. I dare you to say that, cocksucker.
They won't, because they want to trick you. That's the whole point.
Well,
they're trying to take all your weapons away.
They got their ass beat on the Brady bill. The Brady bill specifically went after handguns. And when that didn't work, suddenly we get the, oh my God, assault rifles, which even now are the least used guns in murder by a long shot.
Yep. Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. These shooters get their guns in red states because it's easier to buy guns there. And they go to blue states because it's easier to kill people there. Maybe try letting non-criminals get what they need to defend themselves. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy talk. We can't do that.
Yeah, I can't believe that these people exist.
They're called communists, monkey.
You have the governor of New York who does not understand the Constitution.
Wow. She doesn't seem real smart.
You don't have the right to claim your constitutional right. And then you have dipshit here, weapons of war. There's all kinds of weapons used in war that are actual weapons that people have every day. But no, we got to get rid of them because some fucking lunatic who claimed he had a concussion back in high school 20 fucking years ago shot some people. Now we got to get rid of guns.
Yeah, well, if you think about it and you apply what Hochul said to the 13th Amendment, you don't have a right to claim your constitutional right to be free as a black person. Imagine if she had said that instead. It's the same kind of mental gymnastics. Excuse me, what the fuck? It's in there for a reason. These people are disingenuous frauds who just want to deny innocent, law-abiding citizens of their rights because something bad happened and that made them feel some kind of way. You can't run a country on feelings and stand on the grave of people because it suits you politically. It's fucking repulsive. And this shit's got to stop. People need to start pushing back on this.
We need to check in on the Sydney Sweeney thing, Jack, because that's not going away yet.
Ah, it's been hilarious.
It's been fucking wonderful, actually.
So it's amazing how many people that are bitching about this have the look of somebody that you'd be like, yeah, I could see complaining about a pretty girl. Real quickly, before we get to that, thank you, Cryptic. Most weapons are black. They're racist against black things. My logic is sound. I agree, Cryptic. And that's why everybody should own a black firearm.
While he's being facetious in that, I mean, as hinted, the entire reason for gun control in America is black people having guns.
Yeah.
They're like, we can't let the Negroes have guns. And now they're like, it's weapons of war. Anyway, I decided to highlight this lady because her logic is flawless. So she's going to talk about one of the specific Sweeney ads, which, by the way, the one that's highlighted right here, ladies, I got to tell you, this is one of those ones where you ladies might not understand how hot that is to a guy, where she's completely covered. All her naughty bits are covered.
Yeah.
But there's enough innuendo in that picture that's like, I need to hide my boner right now.
Right? Like the scene in the commercial where she's talking about jeans and pulling her pants up and zipping them up. That was incredibly sexy.
Yeah.
Because it implies you just did something naughty.
You don't have to be OnlyFans whores to get attention is what I'm getting at. And I know we've said this many times on the show, but I'm trying to hopefully get people to understand it because you've saturated the market with actual vagina to the point where a picture like this is sexier than if she was actually naked.
Yeah. Yeah. Some of the sexiest pictures I've seen lately are women in sundresses.
Oh, God, a woman in a sundress is awesome.
Yeah, you can't go wrong. Ladies, make that a trend again because sundresses are fucking hot.
Especially if she's got the right shade of sundress because it only works in lighter shades and there's the sun behind her. So you get her full silhouette, but you actually don't see anything.
Yep.
Oh, bruh.
Yeah. You just have to not dress like a whore, basically. Or look like that lady on the right who looks like she might have some kind of like chromosomal issue from a Neanderthal.
The lady on the right has bad genes.
Clearly, and that's why she's so upset about this whole thing.
I was watching a retrospective on Game of Thrones the other day, and that might seem a weird segue here, but the youngest Stark daughter, I forget what her name was. I don't care. When she first comes on the screen, she's young and fresh-faced, and somehow throughout that, she grows these monster eyebrows like this lady has.
Yeah. Like, why does she have caterpillar brows?
Yeah, what the fuck happened there? Aaron.
Yeah, she's best known as Stabby Stark.
Anyhow, back to the show.
The Sydney Sweeney Aryan Eagle ad is not
Aryan Eagle ad.
Aryan Eagle. Well, at least with this lady, I think we can discern which thing she gets wrong about the eagle part of American Eagle.
Yeah, look, there's so much wrong with that. Just because the eagle is bald and has white head doesn't make it a white supremacist bird, okay? The rest of it is brown. It's a mixed ethnicity bird, you bigots.
I just love how clever they think they are.
Oh yeah, and besides which, it would be a Roman bird. Thank you.
Not only xenophobic and racist, it's also scientifically inaccurate.
All right. One, there's nothing xenophobic or racist about it. But let's say, for argument's sake, Jack, that it's racist, because maybe you could apply that saying only white blue-eyed, blonde-haired genes are acceptable, right? Xenophobia refers to not liking outsiders. She's an American, Sweeney. There's a whole bunch of Europeans that have this look. Does she hate them? Is she xenophobic against the people who look like her from other fucking countries?
Maybe.
I hate retarded people, and not real retards. I find them to be adorable, but people who have no excuse to act retarded but do, I fucking hate them.
Yeah, which makes this woman even more enraging as you go through the clip too, because she's just dumb.
She's a doctor, don't you know?
Oh, I'm a PhD, man.
Look, she's in a TikTok video with scrubs on. She's clearly a doctor. Like Mudahar's an engineer.
She says genes often determine hair color and eye color. I'm sorry, often? That's literally what they do.
So this is where she thinks she's intelligent. Jack, you ever seen somebody whose natural hair color is different than the hair color you see?
You mean like Sydney Sweeney? She's not real blonde.
Sorry about that.
No, I'm just saying we have an example on screen.
When I first met my wife, Jack, this is back in the early 90s, like 1990.
Oh.
She had colored contacts.
What?
That's like not even new technology for hair and eye color changing.
Are you saying that Sydney Sweeney's a filthy liar?
Kinda, yeah.
I can fix her. It's okay.
But my overall point is the reason they say often is because that's actually true.
Yeah.
They didn't say it often decides your biological hair color, because you can go. I worked HBA, Jack. There's a whole fucking wall of different shades you can make your hair.
Wait, are you telling me that Beyonce isn't a natural blonde?
No, with Beyonce, that is a natural thing.
Oh, okay then.
It's her natural weave.
Yeah, I mean, it was straight blonde hair. Obviously, that's her natural. You're not allowed to manipulate that. It's impossible. This lady just told me that it's impossible to cosmetically alter your physique in any way.
If they're not determining hair color and eye color, what is?
Peroxide.
Small discs of plastic. Has she never seen fake boobs?
She's got dyed hair, for fuck's sake.
Yeah. Well, apparently it's affected her brain. So
we can see your dark roots, sweetie.
Yeah.
I'm guessing genetics made you dye your hair.
Yes. That's just it changes like a witch's hair. See, in summer she's blonde, in the fall she's a redhead, in winter I don't know, she's dragon. Who knows?
As somebody who often gets stuck on words like often when that shouldn't be used, I get what you were going for here. You were trying to be smarter than everybody around you, but your own life should have told you that you're wrong on this. When you're dyeing your own hair with your Clairol nonsense. Do you really think that your hair is now genetically blonde?
I mean, would you be surprised at this point? I get what she was just trying to outsmart the ad. It's a goddamn commercial.
Yes.
You don't need to be smarter than the commercial. Okay? You're trying too hard to look smart. You just look like an asshole.
And it would be one thing if she was doing this, like, but she goes on. I guess I could throw that into chat for people if you want to see the rest of that stupid shit. But she's trying to come off as holier than thou over nonsense.
Yeah. We see this a lot with overeducated people. The greatest offender being like Neil deGrasse Tyson. That man has never seen anything he didn't want to rip apart. Actually, ugh. But it's that kind of like smugness bothers me.
I actually have a video from the other day I wanted to highlight and forgot all about yesterday. So we're going to watch that now because this is some funny shit. These are the people who want to be paid like the men. These are the WNBA.
Yeah.
And they're having a game here, and this happens.
It's around a lot, but at the end, I went through the rim. Oh no. Oh no.
Now I realize it can be hard to tell what happened, but it'll be very obvious in just a second.
Oh no, she's gonna go head to the back. Oh no.
Her weave fell off during the game, Jack.
Yeah. Yeah.
The WNBA had to take a literal weave timeout.
So fucking dumb. Did you see what happened yesterday?
No.
Somebody threw a dildo on the court.
Now that I can't support. That's gross. Why would you do that?
Well, they threw people out for making fun of the lady with the weave issue, and then
Now,
they threw somebody out for throwing a dildo on the court.
I'm behind him on throwing the dildo on the court because one, you could hurt somebody, and two, it's just you being gross. The people who made fun of this person who got they kicked somebody out of the arena for making fun of this chick. So I forget the team names because it's the WNBA, and why would I know that?
Nobody cares. There's only 13 teams, and I don't think I could name one.
There was a fan sitting can't believe they're a fan sitting behind the bench of the team that this chick plays for who said something that offended everybody, so they kicked him out. Oh, they're making a joke about his bitch losing her weave.
We need our weave.
They had to pause the game because her wig fell off, for fuck's sake.
Why? I mean, that sounds like a hazard. Why would you have that on anyway?
Thank you, Saffron. Ginger hair is recessive, but that is her natural hair color. It's called dirty blonde / sandy blonde, where it starts dark at the roots and gets lighter. Okay, that's not how hair grows. That is a dye job, and you can tell it's a dye job by her eyebrows.
I mean, I would have to inspect all of Sydney Sweeney's body to verify that. So if you could arrange that, I would gladly perform an in-depth inspection onto Sydney Sweeney and run various tests to see if that's true. But I'm willing to test your hypothesis.
As a natural blonde who has... My hair is actually so many different colors, Jack. I that highlighted look everybody paid so much for, my hair's naturally that way. I have gay hair, guys. I don't know what to tell you. I as a blonde, and we are the minority. I'm an oppressed minority because I'm a blonde man, a naturally blonde man. You know how few of us there are. I get offended at the blonde face all these people wear. And then when people have the nerve to defend that shit, that's a dye job. Don't lie to me.
Real quick. Thank you, Okie Native. Before this, I didn't know who the Sweeney lady was. Now I do. And I feel the urge to buy my girl American Eagle clothes and the dirty blonde wig. Look, yeah, I mean, I think you should buy your special lady all the American Eagle clothes she can wear. And a blonde wig is always fun to add to various activities. So I say go for it, Okie, because Sydney Sweeney, although she has boobs larger than I prefer, she is a quite attractive young lady with a very nice ass. So I say go for it. But thank you, sir.
Anyway, so yeah, this chick lost her hair during the game, which I found infinitely hilarious.
Yeah, ridiculous.
I watched her running off the court with her holding her hair like this probably a dozen times. Give us the same treatment as the men.
Except we need weave breaks.
You should have been laughed out of the game, honestly.
Yeah.
What was that other video I saw or other thing I saw? No. Oh, this one. I want to bring this one up just because of a comment I saw regarding it. Some lady who got her tax refund check is with this guy here, and they're discussing how she spent it. Jack, did you see this video?
Yes, this was fucking ridiculous.
$10,000 come in last month.
I got my IRS tax refund.
Just because of the child tax credit?
Yeah.
Because you have children.
Yeah.
It's not just the child tax credit. Everybody always forgets the EIC is still a thing, the earned income credit.
Yeah, but this was her, supposedly her child tax credit.
Well, it's her tax refund. It contains both.
Yeah. Look at her face there. She looks dumb.
The majority of money that these people get doesn't come from the child tax credit. The child tax credit is what, 6 or I forget how much the child tax credit is these days, but the biggest chunk of that comes from the EIC.
Mm-hmm.
And the EIC, you can get it if you're a single person. There's some very strict rules to be able to get it. But the way you really make money with the EIC is with your children, because you get a fat check depending on how many kids you have. But anyway.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
So you got such a big refund, but you spent it all on a trip. If you make like $35,000 a year, what the happens?
So
She makes $35,000 a year, and her refund was $10,000.
Yeah,
because she gets back all of her money that she owed in taxes, and these credits are not. We have a couple of tax credits, Jack, that zero out. Like if this tax credit takes you to a positive where you would get a refund, they're just zero. You don't owe us anything. We don't owe you anything.
Yeah.
EIC and the child tax credit are not that. Those ones, if it pushes you to where the government owes you money, like your tax bill is $10,000, but with all your deductions and the EIC and the child tax credit, the government actually owes you $10,000, then they're going to give you $10,000. Yep. Basically, it's taking money from rich people and giving it to poor people.
It's sort of a redistribution scheme.
This $10,000 check is basically $5 an hour for a 40-hour work week for a full year. That's what $10,000 works out to.
And you know what? That means she has $5 to give us.
This means that she actually made $45,000 for that tax year.
Yeah.
$10,000 of it was government money, but she got a $45,000 job basically. And the bitch spent all of it on a trip. She spent almost a third of what she makes a year on one goddamn trip.
Oh, she must have been taking her kids to Disneyland, right, Monkey?
Well,
when I got the child tax credit, the $10,000 refund, I just wanted to go do something fun.
But if that money is...
Jack, you ever had fun for less than $10,000?
Yeah, I'm poor.
I'm having fun right now, and I ain't making shit.
Right? Like I'm not making $35,000 a year. I hate to break it to everyone, but yeah, I don't make that much.
Bitch spent $10,000 on a cruise. because she wanted to have some fun.
There to support you through the taxpayers. Just spending it on vacation makes sense.
Not when I have debt.
That's the part where my head hit my desk and I was afraid I was going to break my desk. So not only did you waste this $10,000 that should be going to help you and your children, you have a massive amount of debt and you still did this?
You mean somebody that has a lot of debt is financially irresponsible enough to go on a $10,000 trip? I am shocked, Monkey. Shocked, I tell you.
You can't give poor people large chunks of cash because the majority of them will do this stupid shit.
This is why a lot of poor people are poor. They're bad with money.
And did you hear what he asked her? He asked her, do you think you should be spending the taxpayers' money like this? And her answer wasn't no, it was not when I'm in debt. So if she wasn't in debt, it was perfectly fine to waste 10 grand.
Here's an idea. With $10,000, she could easily have put $2,500 in each of her kids' savings for college or, other expenses, and still had $2,500 to put towards something productive, like getting ahead on your bills, paying down some of that debt, or maybe like getting ahead on your house payment. So, basic survival stuff that would actually get you ahead in life and maybe give you a little nest egg. Instead, she went on vacation because that's financially responsible. Retarded.
Well, the bitch has a tattoo of a flame on her chesticle there. That enough should be enough to be like, this person isn't responsible with money. Because it's not even a good tattoo. This looks like a prison tat.
Well, look, bad life choices seems to be a theme these days. And a lot of people, when they get money, they just make poor life choices. Like, we've all been financially irresponsible on something. But there's a point where it's ridiculous.
She didn't buy new furniture, something that's going to last her for years for her kids or anything. No. She went on a fucking cruise. And one of the comments to this was something to the effect of, why are people mad at her? Are people mad at her for having a vacation? No. The vacation is kind of ancillary to the problem. I'm offended she misspent my fucking money.
Yeah, you could go on a much cheaper vacation than going on a $10,000 trip. Did she even go to another, Greece or something? Or was it just like a Caribbean cruise?
Probably a Caribbean cruise, judging by the look of it.
That's pathetic.
But for 10 grand, maybe it was a Greek cruise. Maybe she flew to Europe and went on a cruise over there, because that would make more sense than 10 grand for her fat ass to go on one cruise.
Well, if she went first class on a cruise, it could get that expensive. I could see that. Okay, we're going to the Gulf of America, but I'm going to blow all my money, go first class, and get all the nicest shit because I'm special. I am appalled by this irresponsibility. I am a single person, granted. I am not married. I don't have kids. But this offends me on such a visceral level that you're this irresponsible with money. Do you know what I could accomplish in my life with 10 grand? That's such a waste.
I don't care that she wasted money. I care she wasted our money.
Yeah. Well, I care in both regards because it is such a frivolous thing. And that's fine if you want to do it with your own money. I'll still think it's dumb. But
yes,
you have the ability to do that. But when you're using tax dollars to do it, that's disgusting.
I've told this story before, but when I worked at Walmart, tax time comes around, and there's one guy the guy and girl both work there. They bring their kids in and they fill a shopping cart with electronics. Mm-hmm. They had the latest game system, several games for it, giant televisions, and they dropped about $3,000 that day, Jack. Less than a month later, somebody starts collecting money for them. I don't know if it's ever been like that at your place, but if people fall in hard times, places I've worked, you take up a collection for them.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, they couldn't pay their rent, so they needed help. And when that part of it got out, everybody starts, I'm not fucking donating to that.
No, because they're irresponsible with money.
It was less than a month between when they bought all that shit and when they're about to get evicted if they don't get some money to pay for their rent.
Yeah, so they knew about those financial problems before they spent that tax money. But no, that's my money. That's my fun money. Hey, you know what? Priorities matter.
I could see you even going out and being like, we're going to get the kids a game system. It's still a waste of money, but compared to what they did do with all of that money, okay.
Yeah, I can understand a little bit of splurging, even though you have some debt or you have all these other issues. Fine, I get it. Sometimes you need to buy yourself something that you want, even if it's a little detrimental to you. But to blow all your money like that on frivolous nonsense, it's just you're a bad adult. Okay, you probably shouldn't be in charge of your own finances at that point.
And what offends me more is the people defending this.
Well, it's a culture that we've bred into people that they feel entitled to that refund, even though it's not money that they put in.
Like, hey, that's her money. She can spend it how she wants. Okay, then she's just showed me that she doesn't deserve any more of my money being hers.
Yeah. Yeah.
And look at it. Look at her smile in this. And I get that part of the smile is uncomfortableness, but she's not ashamed of what she did, Jack. She thinks it's funny.
Yeah, well, she doesn't feel bad about it because why should she? Everything in society encourages you to be a selfish materialist and not to think about paying your bills first. We don't teach fiscal responsibility anymore. We've talked about this several times. There's no home economics anymore.
She got 3 kids.
Yeah.
She's in debt, and all she cared about was me.
Yeah, because take your index finger, hold it up, take your other index finger and swirl it around there, and it's me, the world.
Yeah.
And it's fucking disgusting. We have bred several generations of incredibly selfish, entitled people, and it's not getting better. We see more and more of this shit, and we've all seen this in real life with our friends. I'm sure I have friends that do this kind of dumb shit. And they always bitch about their struggles, and how dare you point out their irresponsibility. Going to Starbucks and spending $7 every morning on coffee or whatever, and then they get a big tax return like this. And like you said, they go out and buy a bunch of frivolous dumb shit, and then they're broke and they don't know why. And this bitch spending $10,000 on a vacation. It must be nice to be that luxurious in life. If you're making $35,000 a year and you're single and you want to take a $10,000 vacation, that's one thing. You're only hurting yourself. She has children that rely on her for their basic survival. And I find that very morally repulsive that not only did you not invest some of that money in the kids' future, but you're punishing them by you going on vacation and not paying down your debt.
Did you ask who's the U.S. in debt to? The way that debt works is bond sales mostly. About half of who we owe money to is ourselves. When somebody goes out and buys a U.S. Treasury bond, we're telling them, hey, we will pay you back that money plus some interest in a couple of years. And so we have to pay those people back. That's where like half of the debt to, and then the rest of it is foreign countries who do that.
Yeah, Japan and China own large portions of debt. A lot of what we owe debt-wise is to like banks.
Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, why'd you do it then?
I just wanted to go do something fun because I don't usually have the money to go out and do much of anything. So yeah, I went a little crazy.
Okay, let's deal with that part of it, Jack. You don't get to go have fun very often, and you're given $10,000. You could break that up and have about $800 every month to do something fun.
Yeah.
$800 you could, and look, I'm not saying you should spend it this way, but if your goal is fun, you could have had a year's worth of fun for you and your kids. You could take them to Chuck E. Cheese once a month and go to the movies once a month. You could do one thing a week with your kids for the entire fucking year with 10 grand. And your bitch ass went and got hoary on a cruise ship.
Yeah, it's incredibly short-sighted and impulsive sounding. If you have $800 every month to spend, or even let's just say $500, you could go just about anywhere in your state on $500 with your kids and have like a weekend.
Veneer says, I think I dated this chick in 2019, so you're the reason.
Well, and one of the things that we're not talking about is if you're this irresponsible with money, why do you have 3 kids?
Chuck E. Cheese, I thought you said fun. Chuck E. Cheese is fun. It's a lot of fun. It gave me ED. I just can't believe. Look, I understand people are this stupid. I can't believe people are defending this. There's no defense for this. The best defense you have is she made a mistake and needs to learn from it. That's the best you can say about this. Everything else is just she should be an entitled bitch. And that's not where we are. What is Monkey doing on at this time? Monkey has been getting his sleep pattern more normalized, and I really want to do the show before I go to sleep, but I end up so tired that I've got a couple of them in the morning, and I've actually been enjoying the morning time slot there. My morning, I realize it's morning everywhere sometime. It's morning somewhere. I'm offended at the people who defend this because it's stupid. This is money that is supposed to help you because you're poor.
Yeah, it's not party money.
And she blew it all. She could have went on a cruise for $3,000, Jack. It wouldn't have been a luxury cruise. It probably would have gave her salmonella or something, but she could have done that.
Yeah. Well, she didn't say she took the kids with her either. So I suspect this was just a mommy's day out kind of thing where she went on a vacation by herself without the kids, and the kids got shuffled off onto grandparents or something like that.
Emmy says, I've been getting my sleep schedule back on track too. Yeah, for me, it's a consequence of my vacation. When I was on vacation, I did not take naps, Jack.
Weird.
I went to bed every day at about 7. And yeah, that meant I was up at about 3 or 4 in the morning. And then I got to spend the whole day with my wife and the family. And I really enjoyed that. And so I want to keep that, but not necessarily on that schedule. I'd really like it if I was going to bed at like 10-ish. But then I wake up because like today I woke up at about 4 o'clock, Jack, but I can't just immediately turn on the show. I mean, I could, but then I'd be like, hi, I don't know what I'm going to talk about. And actually it wouldn't sound that good because it actually sounds like, hi guys.
Hey guys.
Fuck. How are you today? And yeah, so I gotta wake up and look at some stuff first. Look, the beautiful thing about this show is it doesn't have a time slot. And I realize that can be a pain for you guys, and especially for Jack, because he never knows when I'm going to do this shit.
It can be, yeah.
It works for me. As the host of the show, it has to work for me.
Yeah, it kind of doesn't happen if you're not here. Like, the show goes on without me. It doesn't go on without you.
Yeah. So
Kind of a central point in the whole, like, you're the linchpin of the program.
I also like doing it at the beginning of the morning. It's why I always liked working mornings, even though I'm not a morning person. Get the responsibilities out of the way first. And then I can just do whatever the fuck I want the rest of the day. That's how I've always approached things. Like, let's get the responsible shit done first, and then we can have fun. I don't want to have fun and then have to stop because I got to do responsibility shit.
Does kind of ruin the fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, I don't want a time limit on my fun. So that's a lesson for you guys out there. Do the shit work first. Get that shit done, and then go have fun. That's how you should live your life. And on that note, we're going to wrap up with this chunky British teeth looking woman. Sorry, Brits. The first thing I thought when I saw her face was, is she British? Both because of the fat and the teeth, Jack.
Oh. No,
you British people better be careful. You're getting as fat as we are, and you live on an island, and I've heard those things can flip over.
Yeah, Hank Johnson warned us all about that. And what I'd be worried about is if the UK is going to flip over, Scotland might just snap right off.
If islands can, I mean, I realize we call them continents, but Eurasia, it's just one giant island, Jack.
Oh, man, if that flips, we're all in trouble.
Right? North and South America, just a giant island. Nobody thinks of it that way because, well, I know it's a continent. Yeah, completely surrounded by water. That makes it a what? Yeah, exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap up here. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are so very kind to us. Man, my voice is actually a little sexy right now. Hi, how you guys doing? Ladies, have a moist day. Jack, anything you want to show?
No, I didn't do anything yet. Thank you guys for the donations. You guys are awesome. And appreciate you guys coming out and watching the show.
Our leaders suck, and they like to remind us of it. Good luck to us all.
Yeah.
Jack, a pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Take care, guys. We love you. We'll see you on the next one, whenever the fuck that is.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good day. Take care of yourself. Touch your genitals if you want.